We went to the shul and we went to Tefillah Halacha, or we went to the time, or we went to the shul. At the end of the set, they have a ton of questions and answers. That's fine. But it's a very, very user-friendly, also Shabbos if you like. It's just a very user-friendly type of stuff. Basically, the halacha at the top, at the bottom, he has all kinds of footnotes to add to what he said, or to take away sometimes what he said to bring different machlokes. It's a very, very useful. You get stuck sometimes in davening. Say, well, did something that, is that right? What did they or no? What's the next move? So there's a very, very extensive index at the end. Tells you exactly what, where. 2 seconds you find it. It's very, very, very similar, I think, to the Shmira Shabbos, and I think it should be in every Jewish Shabbos. That's how much I value the Sefer.
What's the name of the Sefer again?
Isha Yisrael. You said every day davening. Isha Yisrael Esfilasam. So davening is supposed to switch to be instead of korbanos. But this is a korban that we bring to Hashem. There's not the Ram and Sham, so it's hard.
Where's the Ram and
Bahrom, very hard to pronounce his name. You try to pronounce it. Foyer. Foyer, double P.
It's like a P.
What do you do with that?
Foyer, it's by a P-F-A.
Yeah, it's probably something from English that they wrote with the Yiddish type of, we would probably write it with one Foyer. Alright, so we go start. Okay. So the reason I decided to start with Tefillah is because I think that's the most common mitzvah that we meet every single day. Only next to the 6 constant mitzvahs to mitzvahs that we're always with. But otherwise, what other mitzvahs do you do 3 times every single day? Every mitzvah tzitzis. Every single second you're wearing tzitzis, it's a mitzvah. Another mitzvah, another mitzvah. No, it's not. But otherwise, 3 times every single day, sometimes 4 on Rosh Hashanah, sometimes 5 in Kippur and Eilah. So we must understand what we're doing and know how to do it right. The Gemara says about Basra, Kuf Samadal, that sentence over there. There's 3 things that a person is not saved from every day. We stumble on 3 things every single day. Hirhu, improper thoughts, Lashon Hara, and Iyum Tefillah. Not having enough kavanah when we're davening. So if that's the case, we must understand what we're saying. Again, why we're saying it and how it's done. Before we start with the halachos, we have to understand maybe the koyach tefillah. It's amazing chazals about koyach tefillah. The end of Dvarim, Medrash Rabbah says that Moshe Rabbeinu was 10 times that the word death, Misa, is associated with Moshe Rabbeinu. You're going to die, you will die, you're going to die. 10 different times. And yet the Medrash says Moshe David. Why? Hayda tefillah kala be'einav. It's an unbelievable language. Tefillah was light in his eyes. Why? Because Moshe Rabbeinu said, I see in the past, every time Klal Yisrael sinned and I died, Kodesh Baruch Hu forgave. He wanted to destroy Klal Yisrael after the golden calf sin. I said, Kodesh Baruch Hu. No. I said, okay, fine. Every single time, Kodesh Baruch Hu listened to my tefillah. This is about Klal Yisrael that sinned. I never sinned since I was a little kid. So for sure, at the time when I'm going to start davening, Kodesh Baruch Hu will accept the davening. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu didn't daven. And because he thought that tefillah is so easy for him, Kodesh Baruch Hu took a Shavua. No matter what you're going to do now, I'm not going to accept the tefillah. It's unbelievable. If the Medrash wouldn't say this, we wouldn't be allowed to say such a thing. Baruch Hu took a Shavua, and Moshe Rabbeinu davened them 515 times as the Gimati Ava Esfanan. Kodesh Baruch Hu said, stop. Because if he was said one more tefillah, Kodesh Baruch Hu would have had to accept the prayer. It's mamish unbelievable prayer for tefillah. It's a dialogue between Kodesh Baruch Hu and Moshe. But I showed you the same mamish, an amazing thing about the Almana. A widow is not allowed to marry a Kohen Gadol. More accurately, a Kohen Gadol is not allowed to marry a widow. Why? Imagine, as Gadol Adol, a girl, as a daughter is 20 years old, greatest girl ever, greatest balas midas. All day long, she pursues tzedakah v'chesed. She davens 7 times a day. All that he doing, mamish the greatest girl. She got married, and 2 weeks later, car accident. No kids. She still is the greatest girl in the whole world. And why can't the Kohen Gadol, the holiest person in the nation, marry the greatest girl in the nation? What's the problem? Kodesh Baruch Hu says, I'm interested. Why? Say Bale Atoisis, something not to be believed. Kohen Gadol goes into the base of Mikdash. He's the holiest man in the world, going into the holiest place in the world on the holiest day of the world of the year. He goes in. What does he do then? He uses the name of a Foresh, and that name of a Yeshua was tremendous, tremendous down. Torah is afraid. Maybe he met this beautiful girl. Oh well, marry with her. And he's going to think, while he's in Kodesh HaKodeshim, we'd like to marry her. He's going to use the power of the koyach, of the name of Hashem, to kill her husband. Now, she's not married, I can marry her. Says the Torah, widows, no. Therefore, even if they're married, if the widow, all doors are locked. Why? Because we're afraid, maybe, who are you talking about? Talking about the Kohen Gadol. Who's the Kohen Gadol? It's the same Kohen Gadol that Chazal tells us in Yerushalmi that when he goes into Kodesh HaKodeshim in Yom Kippur, he is no more a human being, he's a malach. Same malach on one hand can become a malach, is all spiritual. On the other hand, he can think such unbelievable lodi machshavos. First of all, you see the koyach ha-Yetzer. The greater the person, the greater the Yetzer. But you see the koyach ha-Tefillah. Because we're afraid he's going to kill someone, no more widows for you. You see it with the unintentional killers. Unintentional killers go to the city of refuge. They have to wait till the Kohen Gadol dies. What's the connection? Did he do something to them? What's the connection? Why do they have to die? Why does he have to die and they get to go home? So the Gemara says, because he should have davened. Then in his time in Makkos, nothing should have happened. Mistama, he didn't daven so hard. What's the connection? He has to daven every single day for Parnasa, for Refuah, like we do. No, he should also daven that there shouldn't be any unintentional killers during my term. It's unbelievable. Mashma from here that if he would have davened, it wouldn't happen. That's okay, we can understand. It's a Kohen Gadol, he's up there. His tefillah does so much noise upstairs, but it's much more than because in Daf Yud Aleph Amud Aleph in my voice, the Gemara says, it's a Mishnah, that the mothers of the unintentional sinners would come every day to the city of refuge and give $1,000 checks and food and clothing to the unintentional sinners. Why? Because if not, they're going to daven every day with the most kavana ever. Let the Kohen Gadol die already. Time to get out of here. So let's say they do that. Who cares? They still have the unintentional sinner. What is this tefillah going to do? You see from here, the unbelievable tefillah. An unintentional killer will die, and the Kohen Gadol will die. The holiest man in the nation, maybe he's going to die. So the Kohen Gadol's mothers have to come and supply them with goods. Mamish unbelievable. See the Mamish Koyach tefillah. The Rambam in Hilchos Taniyos, the Rambam says that the one who doesn't fast with the tzibur, one who doesn't feel the pain of the tzibur, and doesn't daven with them, areizu derech achzarius, there is cruelty. Maybe you would say it's chutzpah. You have no emotions. You live over there, everything is fine, everybody else is suffering, but you don't care. But the Rambam says it's cruel. What's so cruel about not davening? So the Farshim will explain. Imagine the very next corner, the next junction, there are car accidents every single day. And you see it, and you don't report. You don't call a city. You don't do anything. That's considered being cruel. You can stop it. Stand there, demonstrate, yell, call, do something. If not, that's cruel. That means you don't care about human life. And it also means that if you will do something, maybe you'll be able to change. A person sees that tzibur, and something is really, really wrong, and he doesn't daven, he is cruel, because by davening you can actually change things in the world. You have that koyach, we have that unbelievable weapon, and we don't use it. It's mamash cruel. Mamash cruel. Therefore the Rambam says, it's not chutzpah, it's much more than that. It's cruelty. It's very harsh language. So with all that akadama, maybe we should start. Dinei Hashkama Sabaki, now we know how important it is to daven, so we have to figure out how to do it. So the first few chapters don't talk about mamish davening, it's the first stage of the morning. You wake up, open your eyes, what do you do next? How do you wake up? When should you wake up? And then slowly we progress and we get to davening into intricate details of everything in davening. So he starts with Ura kevoidi ura hanevel v'kino, ha'ira shachar. It's a pasuk from Tehillim, Dun Zayin. Pasuk says, awake my soul. Awake, David HaMelech says, ha'ira shachar. I want to be awakening the dawn. Instead of the dawn awakening me, which normal people, becomes light in the room, so they wake up. David HaMelech says, no. I want to make sure that I am the one awakening dawn. Ha'ira shachar. I want to wake him up. In other words, I want to wake up before. What time did David HaMelech wake up? Midnight. So definitely, there wasn't even one night that Chatzos, that Shachar, dawn, woke him up. How long did he sleep? Not like he went to sleep at 6 p.m.
Half hour. It's like 30 minutes. Yeah.
6 were machlokes. 6 breaths of a horse. What does that mean? We'll get to it later, but maybe half a minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Some say 3 hours. We don't pass like that. David HaMelech didn't sleep too much, and yet he woke up every night by Chatzos. How did he wake up? The Gemara says, a wind from the north would come through the window and would blow through his heart. Beautiful music. It's time to wake up and say, Tehillim. Time to Kodesh Baruch. So David HaMelech says, Amar David HaMelech, Al tiskab li nafshi b'sheina kish'al melachim. He was a king. It's not just a regular guy who wants to be a masbid. A normal king wakes up whenever he wants. Definitely not at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're the king. You're ruler over everything. I don't want to be like other kings, says David HaMelech, that the dawn awakens them. I want to be the one awakening dawn. And therefore, miyad, immediately, be'akitzoy mishnasoy, when he wakes up, yisgaber ka'ari la'avodas haboker. Jump up out of bed like a lion. But this is not true. You can't jump out of bed like a lion. Because the Gemara in Gittin Dafine says it's dangerous to jump out of bed like a lion. We spoke about this once. You wake up, what's going to happen to your blood pressure if you jump out of bed? Dangerous. You know what it says?
Depends on. It could actually drop if you get up too quickly. But,
it's dangerous. It can be dangerous.
Yeah.
If you jump out of bed.
Yeah. So the Gemara says
that you should wake up like a lion.
You should wake up like a lion. The Gemara says it can bring you close to death. Jumping out of bed. List 5 different things. If you do them in a certain way, too fast, too dangerous.
Actually, a lot of people go to the hospital. The elderly people.
A lot of
they wake up and they get out of bed and they pass out.
So you have to wake up like a lion, opening your eyes, saying, "I'm not falling asleep again." That's the lion part. Yisgaber kari, not get out of bed like that. Say modani. Say it slow. It's 12 words. It's 12 seconds. 12 seconds. You should be fine. 12 seconds. 12 seconds.
There's a study.
What's that?
There's a study.
Oh, they use seconds are the way. Like you usually want people to just sit by their bed for about a minute, just to stand there.
That's what is a lion. When a lion
some
wakes
people,
up.
Some people it takes actually a couple. Well, if you're younger, it's not. Usually not. So, I don't know. Some people it takes a few minutes. Yeah, to stabilize the blood pressure. It takes a few minutes.
Were you saying there's a study that one?
Is it when a lion? Two things. When a lion wakes, just incidental that support sort of things. When a lion wakes up in the morning, what I heard is that it's how does a lion wake up? When a lion wakes up in the morning, a lion opens its eyes and it stretches and it gets up. A lion never says, "I'm going to snooze," and goes back to sleep again. So when you wake up in the morning, not that you jump up like you're saying out of bed, but that you wake up and you get up.
Does he say Moediani?
Pardon?
Does he say Moediani?
Every animal sings the praises of Hashem. After you But the other is a study. It says when you wake up in the morning, you should wait. They timed people in the morning. They timed how long it takes for their blood pressure to stabilize when they wake up in the morning. And they came up with this 12 seconds. Right? And then somebody said 12 seconds is there's 12 words in Modani.
Yeah, 1 second a word and you do.
So if you wait 1 second a word.
Proof that we knew it first. So after you wake up like a lion, v'yizboinem b'chazdei Hashem yisboach. You open your eyes and you have to look and think, wow, this is great, I'm up again. Why am I doing it? It's unbelievable. Man has to think about it every single day. Asher, what's the chesed? Asher yifkid lo es nishmaso ayefa. He deposited his soul last night when he went to sleep, and the soul was tired. V'inehu, and he gave it back to him, recharged. Chadasha, a new one. Regua calm. The avodas yisboach. The mashal is, imagine if they developed a car that you drive 5 hours, you run out of gas, So you just pause for 2 hours. And then you have more guests. So unbelievable chesed. Then, you didn't do anything, you didn't eat anything. Just the fact that you rested the machine is good to go. What machine operates like that? No new electricity, no new nothing, no food, no sustenance. No problem. Keep going. It's unbelievable chesed. וכמו שנאמר, the pasuk says, חדשים לבקרים, רב אמונתך. Every morning, the emunah should be strengthened and should be like new. וכשיעלה זה בזיכרונו, when you think about this, then יקום מיד ממיתתו. Now we're getting out of bed fast. ויסגבר על יצרו, now you really have to conquer the yetzer. The yetzer comes and tries to mishtadel le'asiso. Yetzer comes and tries all kinds of tactics every single day. It doesn't go to rest. For instance, Godel akol b'chol, it's so cold outside. In the summer, how can you get up now when you still didn't have enough time? You just went to sleep a few minutes ago. It's not enough. The Chafetz Chaim, when he was already old, 87 years old, Poland, cold, winter, getting up at 4 o'clock. It's Rabbi comes to him and says, "I'm so man. It's early. You don't have to be the first one to shoot. You know, there's other minyanim, a little later. Besides, you're old and you're weak. You're also going to say, maybe if you're saying, babe, I'm not telling you not to go shoot, but for the second minyan, you'll be able to learn better today. You'll have more koyach. So, you have to stay in bed." So Chafetz Chaim looks at his Yetzer Hara and says, "Oh, wait a second. Say it again." So Yetzer Hara says, "Listen, you're old. You're 87 years old." So Chafetz Chaim, "Wait a second. You're saying I'm old? You're 13 years older than me, and you're already at the job." Because when a person is born, immediately gets the Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara only gets the Bar Mitzvah. So you're 13 years older than me. You're already working. What do you want from me? To say you have to conquer his Yetzer Hara every single day. That means even an 87-year-old man gets the Yetzer Hara coming to him, even if he's a Chafetz Chaim. So how much more so people are not the Chafetz Chaim. Al kol panim, however, yakum bizman, he said, can't do it. You didn't conquer the Yetzer the way we wanted, and the 4 o'clock didn't work, the 6 o'clock didn't work. At least get up in time that you'll be able to prepare your body karaui, appropriately, and to get to shul at the time that begin davening. We're giving you a little way out. Today, שיוכל להספלל מהציבור, אז כל התפילה, in order to be able to daven with the tzipur, the entire tefillah, from beginning to end, bimtinus uvenachas. Because many times a person will be able to daven with the tzipur, but your rashes became 5 minutes late, and the whole tefillah is just a race to try and somehow get it to the tzipur. So, fine, can't get up to the first minute, don't get up to the first minute, but at least get up there. And get there at the time that will allow you, and each, it's an individual thing, to say the beginning and end. I'm not talking here about being one of the first 10, that's in a later stages. It's just the beginning stages of getting up. And it says here in the footnotes, good, when you conquer the Yetzer, to stand on your feet. When you have this little battle every single morning with the Yetzer, it's good to stand on your feet battling. Why? Because then it's less of a likelihood that you'll fall asleep again. You're already standing. The feet is good, the floor hopefully is a little chilly. So like, it wakes you up. And immediately, the Kitzur Shulchan says, immediately when he wakes up, you should say Moediani while he is still lying down or sitting, and then he gets up. Zrizus, quickly. Even if he doesn't have a kippah on his head, even if he didn't wash his hands yet. Moediani comes before anything. Open your eyes, there's no Shem, there's no Malchus, no Shem's name, therefore it doesn't require a kippah. But it does, gives you a new understanding of what's the connection between me and Hashem. First thing you open your eyes, push, well, thank you. Immediately you establish a connection. Now we can move on. We'll wash your hands, do other things. So it says here in the footnote, a person has to paint for himself a picture. Waking up. Imagine the king, the mayor, not even have to go to a king, the mayor comes into your room. Would you continue lying down? So embarrassing. Lying down. Jump up. How much more so? Melech Malkam Malkim. He's there. The whole world is his. So he says here, that's practical advice. He says, one who does this for 4 or 5 times, it won't be hard for him. I don't know where he got that 4 or 5 times. I think I've seen studies in the past that when you do something 21 days, 21 times, it's in the system. So he says it's much easier, 4 or 5 times. I don't know. This is Kitzur Shulchan Aruch brings it. Maybe we should try. But hopefully, 21 times for sure it works. And it's not that the fighting goes away. It's never goes away. It's just a little easier. It says Lo Yichbad Elav. It's not going to be so heavy, so hard like it was initially the first time. When we ask that Kitzur immediately as he wakes up, you should say Moedeh Ani Lefanecha. Ve'elachai v'kayim shechazalta v'nishmasi b'chemla kama. Most people say it wrong. Say b'chemla rabba, as if with great compassion. That's wrong. Shechazalta v'nishmasi b'chemla, that you restored my neshama with compassion. Kama. Therefore, rabba emunasecha. So the kama must be before the last two words to make sure you say it right. He says in the footnote that it's better if someone wants to sleep enough, needs his hours, and he knows what his hours are. It's better to sleep those hours and to wake up not the first minyan, than to get up early and then to be sleeping and snoozing during davening. The Pasha thing. You think it's such a big tzaddik, you're getting up at 6 o'clock the first minyan, and have the minyan, you have no idea what's going on because you're too tired. Not worth it. Same thing goes for Shavuos. Yes, the minyan gets to stay up the whole night, and we should. That's the right thing to do. When the one knows himself, and he knows that the whole davening, he's falling asleep, so he doesn't do it. So he finishes off with the sleep by saying you can say Moedeh Ani before even washing your hands. Yeah. My son was a Hashavua Tazria Mertzora, the very same generation. He passed 1975. He was originally in Russia, and then he was in London, and then in Beit Haggan. So when he was in Russia, one day in the evening, they knocked on his door, and they say, Rabbi, you're coming with us. He's wearing his robe, his pajamas. He said, okay, I'll be with you in 2 minutes. No, you're coming in. Fine, you just grab my tongue. No, what part of now don't you understand? And now, out. Right now. And they took it. No tongues, no feeling. He took him to Siberia. And he was there for a year. He gets up in the morning, first day there, and it's freezing. He's in pajamas. He looks at himself thinking, what am I saying more than for? What can I say more than for tonight, this morning? I'm freezing. I look like a clam with my pajamas. I don't have towels. I don't have feelings. I don't have any spelling. I'm not saying about anything else that I can know. What am I saying more than for? For what? I said, for Rabbi Munasecha. Because I have so much emunah in you, that no one can take away. So if not for anything, just for Rabbi Munasecha, I already am obligated to say Moedeh Ani Lefanecha. It's a whole observation. You take that out. I should go, look at the house, the wife, kids, everything I need. If it wasn't just for the emunah, that I can have emunah in Yokodesh Baruch Hu, it's already worth it. That already obligates one to say Moedeh Ani. By the way, he stayed there for a year with no smoking, and that's where he wrote Yechazon Yechezkel under Tosefta. Now, most people don't learn the Tosefta. If you already learn the Tosefta, you don't know it by heart. He knows it by heart enough to write a whole perush in it that very, very few perushim in the history we have on the Tosefta. His perush of the Tosefta became like the perush. Chazon Yechezkel Tosefta. Where did he write it? On the walls. Quoting from him and from there, everything. He didn't need books. He didn't realize he did. We know, but he thought he did need. Everything was in. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi tamid. Placing Kodesh Baruch in front of our eyes always is a klal gadol b'Torah. It's a tremendous yesod in the Torah u'emalos hatzadikim, and the steps that tzadikim take. Asher holchem, that they always walk with Hashem Yisborach, and therefore a person should always remember. Any place, any situation that he is, ben behakitzon, whether he's waking up, whether he's lying down in his bed, he is in front of Melech Malchei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when a person delves into that, he's going to be very makpid, and everything he does, kol ma'asav ve'al ma'voisav, all his actions and all his behavior. Why? Ki harei en yeshiva sa'adam utnuoisav. A person doesn't sit in his house He doesn't do the action that he does when he's by himself in the same way that he does it when he's right next to the king. So if a person realizes that Kodesh Baruch Hu is with me at all times, Kal v'chomer, then he's going to say, I'm going to behave differently. As the pasuk says, Im yisater ish b'mistarim, Kodesh Baruch Hu says, can a person hide from you? You can run, but you can't hide. I'm all over. Therefore, a person thinks about it. At the beginning of the day, it's going to affect his whole day, the way he behaves. Therefore, kasher hu mitlabesh, when a person gets dressed, kasher hu misfashet, when a person gets undressed, he should be careful not to reveal his body. And he shouldn't say, by myself, it's a closed room. I'm in small clothes. Who sees me? Kodesh Baruch Hu is found all over, and yes, he sees me. Person should be careful not to put on two clothing articles together. Why?
We talked about that for memory.
I
I haven't found my source for it.
We don't understand why. Specific Kabbalah. The Ari talks about it. The Or Makif. How it works, why? We don't know.
You wrote in your Sefer you shouldn't put on two pieces of clothing, like two shirts or two pants. I always thought it was you shouldn't, if you have like a t-shirt and tzitzits and a shirt, you shouldn't take off all three of them at the same time and put all three of them back on. But I don't have a source for my...
Putting on, we know, we have a source. Taking off, some people say, I asked myself,
The word of Shabbos, you didn't need to put on his tzitzis all at once.
Imagine, one by one.
I thought he had it. I thought he had them on, maybe I'm wrong.
You thought he had them what?
I thought he put them on one by one?
I'm sure you know this safe. He never took them on. Only take Shem. That I know, he's sleeping with them also.
Oh, yeah?
The guy told me. Only the last 2 years or so, the doctor insisted that he takes some off. He wanted to take everything off, but he wouldn't hear from the doctor. He said, I didn't come to you for halachic. It's not halachic, it's just too much. It's too much weight on your heart. So he fought with the doctor. Initially he had 150. He took him down to 72, the doctor. He told him at night, I don't want you to wear anything. He said, no. So he fought with this and that. Finally he got him down to 5 at night. Then during the daytime he took him down to 50. But he only take them off when he took a shower. Like you're saying, so it's a big procedure. So we have a source for taking, so for...
Two of the same, more than one of the same kind of.
We have a source to wear two articles, that you shouldn't do it. Not so clear what the source is to take off, but many say you should be careful also not to take off. But since this is a sakana, what's a sakana? Losing your Torah. It's nothing more dangerous than that, so we should be machmir. And it's not a hard thing to do. You have to get used to it, you have to get used to the kids also. Getting used not to take two articles is very easy, especially when you're in a rush. You're tired, whatever it is, you just take one of it. But you should train them one by one. When they put it on, and when they take it off. Question is, does this apply to women? What's the sakana? Forget the Torah. You're not allowed to get into my Torah. So that applies to all the different schools that we find. That one should be careful of doing or not doing. So many different foods you should eat or you shouldn't eat that apply to women. So some say the whole thing doesn't apply to women. If she's not mechuyev to learn Torah, I can't tell her you're obligated also to be careful not to lose your Torah. Some say yeah, because in the Torah that she has to learn is all kinds of halachos. If she needs to know, she needs to know kashrut and Shabbos. Do we want to forget it? Different opinions on this topic. The whole thing is gulos. It's not a bona fide that appears in. We don't understand how it works. The doctors won't explain to us. You disagree with me? Why is it that I eat olives? It's not good for the memory. Can you explain to me? Technically speaking, scientifically, I don't think so. There's many things we don't understand how it works. But Chazal tells us, this is from Chazal. Olives, for instance. So Gemara and others. So, different opinions.
Without oil.
What?
Not eating olives without olive oil.
The Gemara says, olives, no good. Then the Gemara says, by the way, olive
Stop.
oil, haragil v'zeisid, one who is ragil. If you eat once in a blue moon, no problem. But one who is used to eating olives, no good for memory. The Chaim Kanievsky says, haragil, this language, means once in 30 days.
It's your tefillah.
If you do once in 30 days, you're good.
You can eat olives once in 30 days?
then you have no problem with this Gemara. Some say, you want to get out of the problem, you just have olive oil, because olive oil restores everything you learned within 70 years. That's the Gemara. Same Gemara right there.
Everything you learned within 70.
You forgot what you learned 7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem?
Take some olive oil.
Take some olive oil. The highest quality olive oil. The better the quality, the better the memory.
We can't control that. You can't control quality on olive oil.
The more expensive one.
No, it's the thing. It's all whatever. It's a big scam.
So, not sure what to do with the women. Different opinions on that. However, one should be careful for men, definitely, because davar zeh kashe l'shir echad. Somehow, be'oifen me'afanim. So he says here that many poskim write that to take off two clothing articles is mutar, and yesh mi shehechmir. So machmir v'tov le'achmir, and it's good to be machmir. Again, because what do you have to lose? Another 1 second. On the other hand, you have risking your entire learning, so it's not worth it. Yizaya shelo yilbash es begadav kshem afuchim. Another thing to be careful about, also because of memory. You put your undershirt inside out. No good. That's for memory. Why? How it works? We don't understand. And if you did, when you got dressed, it was dark in the room. You didn't see what you're doing. You did put it upside down. Azay yetachon lifnei tefillah. Before tefillah, turn around. Look like a mesh. Put your shirt, or a t-shirt. Turn around. You don't come to a king and your clothing is messed up. We'll stop here maybe with the halachos, and we'll speak a little bit of Parsha. The beginning of Parsha, the ending of place. So yesterday I went to a place in Kfar Saba. He asked me to speak, so I was thinking on the way there, every time we say in the Bible, it says, Kishem shenichnas lebeis, ken yikanas l'Torah, but my situation, just like this kid, before the mitzvah place, so too, should enter the other mitzvahs, Torah, Kupa, Maisi Torah. It's a very strange thing, strange language. The word Kishem means that you're equating something, you're comparing, just like he did this, what do you mean, just like he did this? How did he do this mitzvah? He took a helpless 8-year-old baby, he placed him there. He made sure he doesn't move. Wow, great kavanas. Mitzvahs tzrichos kavanah. That's how you want him to do other mitzvahs? It's like kishem. Just like you did this, so too you should do the other mitzvahs. That's really what you mean? It's a very strange thing. Who asked him? If you would have asked him, you said you think he would say, oh yeah, sure, cut him off, no problem. Mapitam. What's kishem? Just like. So someone explain what's kishem means. In every mitzvah we do, it could be some kind of something. Not 100% pure. You help your friend. You're a good guy. You like helping, but why are you really helping? What's going to happen when you're going to need him? He owes you one. So that mitzvah's ben adam lechavero. Our mitzvah's ben adam lamakom. Person does it, shakos. And he learns, he gets up early. But I'll think he looks. He sees me. And even if he doesn't look, he knows people are watching. What are they going to say? Tzaddik goes down. Tzaddik is coming. People look and people talk, and we're aware of that. So in every mitzvah that we do, it can be that there's some kind of a benefit, a side benefit. The only time that there's a mitzvah done with 100% purity, when you're 8 years old, 8 days old, I'm sorry, when you're 8 days old, nobody has any, get something out of this place. That's not what you're thinking. You're just thinking, get me out of it. It's the only mitzvah that you don't have anything, a hidden agenda, ulterior motive, built in when you're doing it. Because we are humans, and we sometimes do. It's the only one. So we're saying, Kishem shenichnas lebis without any ulterior motives. So we should do the other mitzvahs, the Torah, the Chukmais, which means they're going to be older. You should be able to perform them with the same purity of machshava. Some say differently. Kishem shenichnas lebis, and look at the father. He selected the best moya, the most expert moya we got. Look at this lavish food, mamish, amazing suda. Nobody skims when it comes to it. They say all out. But when it comes later in life, to sending it to the Cheder, the Talmud Torah, maybe the father doesn't look for the most, the best, elite type of thing. The Lord of the world is also fine. He doesn't for all the other mitzvahs. For some reason, the father and the son are not so much on the He will do everything all out. When do you start counting the money again? Time for the Shidduch. how much exactly did the father of the column make? And then you start counting every single dollar. So we say Kishem Shenichnas Lebit, and you did it all out, Behidu. You didn't think about the money. So too, you should be able to do other mitzvahs, Torah, Chufah, Maisim Tovim, all the good deeds, without looking at the dollar sign. Doing everything Lishma, doing everything all out, Behidu. This is two famous ideas. But yesterday when I was driving, I was thinking, Kishem Shenichnas Lebit, which is ultimately unbelievable Mesirus Nefesh, you're willing to give him a part of your own body to Lishma. So too, you should be willing to do for Kodesh Baruch Hu, the other mitzvahs, Torah, Maisim Tovim, all Maisim Tovim, with the same Mesirus Nefesh. You should be willing to be moister Nefesh for Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kishem Shenichnas Lebit. How did a person come into the bris? 8-day-old baby, somebody brought him. Who brought him? Gedolim. Elders than him, wiser than him, people who have the Messiah. They decided, listen, you have to do bris today. Just like you did the bris, listening as if to the elders, being led by others. So to continue your whole life. By being led by others, the Gedolim, elders, the previous generation, and listen to your father, the Messiah that is handed down from generation to generation. And maybe another thing, Shem Shenichnas Lebit. You understand why you have the chapter off. You really understand what it does? You understand. In the base we say in the bracha, Chok b'she'er osam, it's a choy. Chok is something we don't understand. Just like you did something which you totally don't understand. Especially now when you're 8 days old. So too, you should be willing to do all the other mitzvahs in the world, even those you understand. And even those you think you understand, you don't understand. We really understand all the depth of every mitzvah. No, we don't. So even those you do understand, those you don't understand, do just like you did the bris. You didn't ask any questions. You did what they told you. Who told you? Your father, the Gedolim, previous generations. You do the same. Maybe. So what's the connection between Parshat Shmini, which is finished, and Parshat Tazria? There's got to be some kind of a connection. So the source of this is an unbelievable thing. How does Parshat Shmini end? Everything you're not allowed to eat. How does Parshat Tazria Mertzora, what is followed, who's talking about? Tzarat. Every design, the Gemara says, why does Tzarat come to a person? Rosh Hashanah, it wasn't good. When it comes to shading, people are very makbid. Call the rabbi 15 times. Is this okay? Is this okay? Understand what is this ingredient? And there's a problem. Very makbid. Comes to the words that come out. The rabbi said a few words, all big deal. Comes the Torah and says the same level of severity. Machalos asuros, followed by what comes out of your mouth. Shmini is what it comes into your mouth. Tazria is what comes out of your mouth, and the Torah gives it the same importance. The Torah says not only that, you're going to get tzaras. But Shmini doesn't say you're going to get tzaras. If you eat wrong things, it doesn't say tzaras. It says other things. It's going to be tamtem es hanefesh. It's going to spoil your brains, lose your Torah. But for saying the wrong things, the person says, what's the big deal? When they say 5 words, big deal, get tzaras. So you see, the connection is what comes into your mouth and what goes out your mouth. And Kodesh Baruch Hu said, to me, it's the same. Watch your mouth. What do you ponder?
I'm trying to remember the Rambam, I think. The connection, he says that if you are eating food which is not kosher, it affects, I can't remember what it brings down, but I don't think it's Lashon Hara. I think it's the thoughts. He says the food that you eat has an effect on, there's something very specific.
It will make you cool. The Rambam says Miriam is going to make a person cool. Because that's why the goyim are cool.
I've heard that. Something different. Somebody wrote him a shayla, and he says, somebody wrote him a shayla, instead of answering his shayla, he says, the only reason you would ever ask this question is because you're not eating kosher food.
Yeah. You know, achim is like gateways. You know gateways?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So achim is really how it started here. Somebody asked one of the top rabbis there, what is your secret to success? Is it your lectures? Or this rabbi's lectures? What is like Amish unbelievable? People come there for a week. And Amish, they've changed. It's not me, it's not the rabbi, it's the fact that they're locked in for a week with kosher food. Finally, for a week, they're not eating non-kosher. So it cleans the system. And now the system, the soul, is ready to hear and can absorb kedusha. It's very easy. It's only the kosher food. That's what you say. It makes a mamish, it changes the DNA. Only when you're Eve. To a goy, it doesn't affect it. Because there's no Isa. How does it work? You understand? That's what the Shibor Omer Tadabria. An old Talmud of the Chafetz Chaim came to the Chafetz Chaim when the Chafetz Chaim was very old. Came to his room, the Chafetz Chaim says to him, come closer. Come closer. The Chafetz Chaim says to him, open my mouth. What? No. Imagine I looked at Hank and asked me, open my mouth. Open by yourself. Open my mouth. So he opened his mouth. The Chafetz Chaim says to him, count my teeth. So he was startled. It's very old, beautiful teeth, like they are white, shiny, all of that. Mamish amazing, especially at those times. Years ago, people didn't have that. Count my teeth. Count my teeth. He starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 32. But the time smiled and told him, my entire life, I watch my mouth, I go in my tongue, but we spoke and watch my mouth. So I have beautiful teeth. It's the king of Shmiras Lashon of its time. It's a measure for measure. So if a person does have tzara, because he spoke Lashon Hara, where does he go? The Pasuk says, "Vehuva el hakohen." He should be brought to the kohen. What means he should be brought? He should say uva el hakohen or vehalach el hakohen. Uva. Vehuva means somebody else brings him. Because many times a person who speaks Lashon Hara is not aware of what he's doing. He thinks everything is good. What do you mean? What did I say? Oh, that's not Lashon Hara. Anyway, and let's say you did. Big deal. A person like that has to be brought. You have to wake him up to slap on the face and say, come, we're going to the court. You don't understand why something is. No, it's just it's a medical thing. I have to go to the doctor. It has nothing to do with doctors. This has something to do with what you said yesterday. Come, we're going to the court. Why does he go to the court? A person like that, what do you think? Koyach Hadibu, you're giving so much koyach to words? It's a big deal. It's a word. So let it be brought to someone who, with one word, can change his future. Tame. Toho. One word the Kohen is going to say. That's going to affect it. Let the person who didn't know, didn't understand the value of words, come to the person who will teach him all about the value and the power. Mamish, unbelievable power of word. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't touch him. Just says Toho or Tame. You know, the way the Torah does this is unbelievable. A person who really did say Lashon Hara once will never say it again. Imagine he has tzaras. He has to go michutz lamachane, outside the camp. So you'd say, fine, he's going to hide in the shack. Every person who drives by, he has to hold up a sign, he has to yell, Tame, I'm impure. You know why? Spoke Lashon Hara. Looks like a fool. Finally, after everything is said and done, and he can go back, where does he go? Beis Hamikdash. He has to bring a korban where everybody brings over there. He has to go to a special gate with all the mitzvahs just like him. So he wouldn't think korban he's bringing is something else. Maybe it's a korban toida. He was saved yesterday in a car accident. No, everybody knows exactly what you're here for. And then he has to shave. So the Kohen says, you have to shave. Okay, fine. Who's the shave? Start shaving. No, nobody. Your entire body. Head to toe. So now he looks much like a clown. Everybody knows because they saw where he was standing. For a week he yelled, I'm Tame. The guy is going to be crazy to say Lashon Hara again. It's mamish an unbelievable system. If he does say Lashon Hara again, it's mamish the person is testifying himself that he's crazy. Who would want to go through a thing like that again? It's mamish an amazing thing. But since we're in the house of a doctor, so we have to ask. Maybe you can tell me. Who is the greatest doctor? If you had to pinpoint one person, who would you say the greatest doctor is? Top orthopedic?
What type
Surgeon?
of
Cardiologist? Yeah. Who is the best doctor in the world? If you had to choose only one. Right. Who's the best doctor?
You put the link because
Says the Pardas Yosef, it's none other than a person who speaks Lashon Hara. It's the best doctor in the world. Why? Chayva Salvador, Sabbatim B'chai, 1,000 years ago, says that the person who speaks Lashon Hara, all his mitzvahs are transferred to the person whom we spoke about. The person whom we spoke about has all kinds of averos, right? Even the greatest study does something. All his averos go into the account of the person who spoke. So what happens now? Well, every person becomes sick. He has all kinds of averos. So the sends him a message. This guy doesn't have any more averos. They're all transferred to the guy who spoke Lashon Hara. It comes out that this guy is the greatest doctor in the world. Therefore, says the Pardes Yosef, you can understand the Gemara. Kiddushin Pei Beis, the Gemara says, the best of doctors goes to Gehenna. Why? Who is the best doctor? The guy who spoke Lashon Hara. Where's he going to? Gehenna. Now he definitely goes to Gehenna. He has double the averos. The averos of the guy who spoke about and his own averos, which is plenty of. Definitely goes to Gehenna. A whole understanding of Tov Sheberofim, the greatest doctor, goes to Gehenna. When does the guy get back his mitzvahs that he has to share with somebody else that he spoke about? It says, Zos Tefillah Mertzora, B'yom Taharasloi, and the day that it becomes pure, the Tefillah Mertzora, that his Torah, he was Mertzora until now, comes back. As long as he's impure and he didn't go through the process, his Torah is found in the person whom he spoke about. That's why he's the greatest doctor. And if we said something about doctors, this is something else about doctors. The pasuk says, Lehoirus B'yom HaTameh, should instruct on the day of impurity, and should find out. Zos Torah Mertzora. What is the Torah Mertzora? And the Tziv says something amazing. The doctor comes in every morning and does rounds. Who does he go with? Oh, the young interns. Right? He go with 20 guys. The guy lying down there, that's tzaras. Sometimes it's in a place in the body that's not so convenient. The doctor comes close, says, show me your tzaras. And the 20 guys over there, come, you gotta come closer. And they all take a look. And the guy feels so embarrassed. Such a shameful type of situation. He says to the team, you know why this happened to him? Measure for measure. What did he do to get a tzara? He took all the hidden things of people and he shared it with others. So now his own hidden parts will have to be shared with others. Tzitz Eliezer has a whole long discussion. Are you allowed as a doctor to go and to do rounds with the interns? It's very embarrassing. It's an old lady lying down there. She doesn't want all the people in the world to see. She wants the doctor to talk to her, but she doesn't want the other guys. You're allowed to. Tzitz Eliezer says if the patient says no, you're not allowed to. Normally that's the way it's done, and the patients know that it's done. But if the patient has the right to say, I'm sorry, not here. And the guys will have to wait, and you take them to the next one. So you have to be very sensitive. So where does the Kohen place the blood? The purification process. He puts it on the earlobe, on the hand, and on the foot. Why? Because one of the things that Tzaraat comes for, as I'll say in the Erchin Ketzayin, is for Tzaro Sa'ayin, means stingy. On the low, Idor, because he didn't listen to the Ani saying, please give me something. On the hand, because the hand wasn't open to give. On the leg, because the leg didn't run to the tzedakah. So after those three areas, again, so measure for measure. So among the negayim in the parsha is also negay bati, when the house gets a nega. But Rashi says, oh, the soya hilayim. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great news for them that your house got tzara. What do you have to do when you get tzara to the house? To knock it down. What are they going to find? Says Rashi, it's great. They're going to find all the treasures that the Amorites put away. They stored the gold and the silver when they ran out of Israel. Don't worry about it. It's a very, very, very strange thing. Kodesh Baruch Hu really wants me to have all the gold and silver? Or is he doing tzara? And then comes the Koyer, and he says, Kenega nirali babayit. Oh, it seems like you have tzara on the bayit. It seems. You have a top Kohen. You went to Kohanim school to check Maros for the last 45 years. Ken nega. It's a nega. Oh, it's not a nega. Say it and end it. What do you mean ken nega? Ken means it's a kaf hadinyo. Like. It seems, it looks like a nega. Either way it is. Of course not. Say the Mefarshim, an unbelievable thing. You think it's a nega. You think it's a bad thing. You think it's a lesion? No. Ken nega only looks like a nega. It's an amazing thing. You know what's going to happen to you? You can make it gold and silver. From the worst of situations, which seem to you like the worst, says the Medrash, and davar ra yored min mana. There's no bad thing that comes from upstairs. Everything is good. It may look to us not so great. It's ke nega. All the difficulties, all the challenges, everything that we have in life is ke nega. It only looks like a nega. 7-8 years ago, I was driving in New York, back from a wedding, from Brooklyn back to Queens. took my cousin, who was sitting in the back, my wife sitting in the front. We were driving and we had major traffic on the belt. Major traffic. Suddenly I hear my cousin mumbling something in the back. I said, Moshe, what are you doing? He doesn't answer me. I hear him repeating something 3 times. Moshe, what are you saying? What are you doing? So he finished, he told me, I just said, it's not traffic. It looks like traffic. And I've been bothered. I said, what? He said, I have a Kabbalah. What Kabbalah? What are you talking about? It's traffic, look. He said, no, it's not traffic. It looks like traffic. And I've been bothered. The time the Lord says, if a person says, and I've been bothered, but he really believes in it, he's going to take it out of any problem that he has. 2 seconds later, it opened up. And I saw the traffic ahead. I was able to see, a mile or 2 down the road. Opened up. You have to believe it when you say it. It doesn't make sense. A week later, I was driving with my rabbi. We went to pick up his wife. She was in the hospital in the city. So we were driving from Queens to the city. And we had major traffic in the city. So I told him this whole my he knows my cousin. So we both laughed. And he looked at me and this is lunch, right? It's right. He said, it's not traffic. It looks like traffic. And I'll about it. Boom, opened up. It's not unbelievable. That's exactly what it means. Ken nega. It looks like there's a lesion. It's not a lesion. But the Shlomo, for whatever reason, wants to test you this way, wants to get you closer. Why? I don't know. There's a reason. Whatever you get is the best thing that you can get, and that's what you need for your avoidance, for your service of the Shlomo. He decides how and why. But the worst of situations, it's only ken nega. It's like a nega, but it really isn't. She says, it's a tremendous gift. Says the guy, says, I don't stop. I'm going to break my house. What does that mean? I'm not going to live for the next 6 months. I'm my in-laws. No thank you. So what's the point say? Toho, no problem. The house is pure. What happens now? Fool, you just lost all the gold and silver. A person wants to run away from problems. Doesn't want to deal with it. No, please say it's stole. Please say it's pure. Please say it's pure. What pure? You want pure? You just lost $1 billion that was stored inside the walls. Don't be afraid of the challenges. Is it unbelievable? Moharan. Écoutez, Moharan says, Mamsha Mulmote. Mama Dal Sinai. There's a pasuk that says, and the nation stood afar. Moshe, Nigash el Arafel, Moshe walked right into the fire. Asher Sham Elokim. Doesn't that where God is? Says the Likutei Moharan, you know what that means? Normal people, when they see Arafel, what's Arafel? What's fire? Those difficulties, challenges, struggles, everything that we don't want to deal with. What do normal people do? Stay away. All the nations stood afar. Moshe, we have to look at our leader. We'll take an example from them. Moshe walks right straight into the fire. Why? Pasuk ends. Asher Shama Elokim, that's where you're going to find God. That is God. God is hiding in the Hester upon him, in the difficulties, in the challenges. If you want to find God, you've got to go through the fire. And we have to listen to Moshe. We have to take an example from him. The nega, the challenge, the lesion that the house got is only kenega. You want to find God? That's where he is. Go straight into the fire. You're going to get silver and gold all over your house. Who wants to deal with it? No, say it's stole, say it's stole. No, don't be a fool. Look forward to the difficulties. Don't ask for them. If they come, they come. Accept them with love. Don't ask for them. We say every day in davening, which will save me from Nisayim. Don't want to be tested. But ultimately we are every single day. When it does come, don't run away from the challenge. Don't run away from the difficulty. That's where the money is. Asher Shama Elokim. That is what Kodesh Baruch Hu is found. And going through the Mafek, you find Kirvas Elokim, closeness to God. That's Hashem. Should be able to watch our mouth, eat all the good stuff, and find closeness to God. Mitzvah.
Yeah. Are you cool with this, or is it?